Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
This is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we are in Bradenton, Florida. We're actually right now over at the Riverwalk, and we'll show you more of that coming up in the video. But we want to take a few minutes of your day today and show you around beautiful Bradenton, Florida. So come along with us.
Thanks.
We're going to start off our day at the Bridge Street area and the Bridge Street Pier. This is over on Anna Maria Island, which is just across the water but still part of Bradenton, Florida. Now, if the pier looks familiar, this is where we shot the boat parade that's in our Christmas video.
That's right.
It's a beautiful little street. There's all kinds of little shops and eateries, and there's a resort right there. The street itself is probably only about 2 blocks long. I thought this was cute, the Fishhole Adventure Golf. It's just a little walkway in between the buildings, but it's beautiful back there. The sitting on the corner of the street is Bridge Tender Inn. This is right before you get to the pier. And if you look right across this side street, you'll see their Tiki bar. And we saw that, and it was time for lunch, so we decided that'd be a great place to make a stop. Now it's all beach, it's all sand, there's live music, and our table was literally right on the water.
It was beautiful.
It really was. And if you look over to the far left, you'll see that pier. Now their menu, they've got appetizers, sandwiches, salads, all kind of lighter fare. And they do have a very creative adult beverage menu.
You could see what I had.
Yeah. Now you had a club sandwich.
Yes.
That looks amazing. And I had a Caesar salad and a basket of fried oysters.
You'd been waiting on those.
Yep, that for a while. And the best part was the beautiful view we had to enjoy a great lunch. Our next stop is the Manatee Village Historical Park. This is in Bradenton, Florida, and anytime I see a train along the road, it's a reason to stop. This building right here, the Wiggins store, was built in 1903, and the upstairs, the second floor, is the Hotel Dixie Grand. This building had been condemned in 1983 and was reopened here on the site in 1990. Now the Stevens House is also in this complex. It was built in 1912 and was moved here in 1982. When you walk into the front, there's a parlor on the left, there's a bedroom on the right, and you'll see these open hallways, and that's all for air ventilation. The kitchen was the room in the back, and it even had the privy sitting off the back porch.
I liked how open it was.
Yeah. Now this is known as the 1887 church. Started construction in 87 and was completed in 1889 due to the yellow fever epidemic. Just behind that is Florida's earliest courthouse, which dates back to 1860, and it was moved here under the complex in 1975. And this is the Bunker Hill Schoolhouse. It had 10 to 25 students in one room at a time. It started in 1908, and you can see all of the seating for all of the kids, except my special seat was always back in this corner.
Maggie liked the chicken.
She found the chickens to be very fascinating. Next up is kind of an unusual place to go. It's the Tampa Electric Company, TECO, and they have a Manatee Viewing Center. Because the power plant generates heat in the water, the manatees were attracted to this area for a winter home. Now you will see things other than manatee, like that little shark fin that just popped up there on the right. And you can see other fish there under the water. They have quite an array of different types of aquatic life in there. Now, beside the main viewing area, there's quite a long walkway that goes back through the Florida mangrove area and ends up and comes out into the open water. This whole complex, I've got to add too, is all free of charge.
I don't remember it being very buggy either.
No, it was really nice. These are some of the different forms of aquatic life that you'll see there. And there out in the distance, you can see the manatees just cresting the water out there, getting some sunshine. Now, in addition, they do have a ray pool, and those rays are also on display for part of the year at the Tampa Bay Rays. This is their off-season home, and it's great because they allow you to pet the rays, and for some of our height-challenged viewers, they've got some nice little lower viewing areas too. Now, our next stop, we're going to go across the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. This is a $1.50 toll bridge that takes us over to St. Pete to the Three Daughters Brewing Company. And this was actually started by three daughters of a family. And it's really a cool spot.
It really is.
Now, they've got one area there with all of their swag. They've got video games. They've got darts. They've got a nice big stage. We actually stopped in here twice, and the first time they had live music going.
I don't know if you can see, but there's game boards on all of the tables, and you can just go pick out a game and play too.
Some of them were Scrabbles. I think there was chess and checkers.
There was all kinds.
And then outdoors, there's more games and more things to keep the whole family entertained. There's a large Jenga set up there. It was really a very cool and family-friendly spot. I had a pressed Cuban there with a cranberry ale, which was fantastic. And you had a chicken salad, I think.
Yeah.
Now, next up, we're in downtown Bradenton, and we're at the Riverwalk Park. Riverwalk Park is probably about 1.5 miles, 2 miles long.
Yeah.
All along the waterfront. And all kinds of water birds, pelicans. Watch the pelicans fishing out there.
People come down who work nearby and walk it for their lunch.
There was a hospital, if I remember, right across the street from that first part.
Yeah.
And you'd see people out there in their scrubs and walking around. It's got to be a great break for them. Now, there's all sorts of fun things to do along the Riverwalk besides just watching the water and watching the water birds. There's volleyball set up. There's a great playground.
There was a little nature area on the back one of this.
Now, Jane Seymour made this open heart popular in jewelry. And this is actually the third actual sculpture that she made of that's on display there. There's an exercise area. And this I could spend all day watching.
This was one of my favorites, yeah.
They've got a great skateboard park. And they had some really good skateboarders. They had a nice little amphitheater right there looking out onto the water. And you'll see this one low bridge going through that actually the drawbridge is up, and that's the railway bridge. That railway bridge goes across the water, comes over and crosses the walkway, and you'll see the tracks disappear into Bradenton. Now, the walkway even goes on underneath one of the main highways, and there's people walking, there's people riding bikes. It's very well used and very well enjoyed. And it ends at the other end at the marina. Right there by the marina is Old Main Street. And Old Main Street is a very historic, about 3 or 4 block area.
It's not real big, but it's definitely worth being there.
This is actually where Bell's department store got its start, and they're still headquartered in Bradenton. There was also where the Florida State Troopers were first started back in the 1930s. Their first exams were given out on Old Main Street. Now it's shops and eateries, except on Saturday morning. And from Saturday from 9 until 2 is a farmer's market.
And it was busy.
It was very busy.
Yeah.
Great produce. And all kinds of art and this one is all hand-painted glassware.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful things. Some really good guacamole.
Beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
My favorite.
I was going to say, when you see that, you know you're going to see her.
Yeah.
And when you see that, you know you're going to see her.
Who, me?
Absolutely. But it was a very enjoyable spot to stop at on a Saturday morning. At the very end of Old Main Street, just before you get to the marina, is Oak and Stone. Now, Oak and Stone gives you a wristband. I shouldn't say gives you, but they ID you, they hand you a wristband. Then that wristband you use along their taps. It turns that tap on, it measures in ounces how much of each beverage you're trying. There's beers, there's ciders, there's wine, you name it. And it charges you then by the ounce, so you only pay for what you drink. And you've got a great view of the kitchen, which is very, very busy.
Yeah.
They also have a regular traditional bar in the one corner. And there is the menu, great food. But I will mention to you, there is an elevator right inside the door that'll take you to the top floor, and they have an open air area at the top. That was marinara meatballs and mozzarella. Those are fried pickles. And their artisan pizzas are out of this world.
Yes, they are. There it is by night. My favorite place.
Yes, Cathy loved this one, the Gypsy Soul Boutique.
Oh, this was so nice.
They had the cutest mermaid outside. Isn't that mermaid adorable?
Yes, she is.
But it's an older home that's been redone all in the beachy tropical colors on the outside. They also have a salon and an exercise studio, all located very near this building, all part of the same ownership.
And this, I could just like stay in there for hours wandering around. That was just so neat. They had some beautiful things.
They did.
And the rooms were divided by color so that you could get the full impact of the corals and then of course the turquoise.
That was my favorite.
And yeah, they were. There was a fall colored one, more of the rust colors.
But I love that.
Tones,
The
yeah.
turquoise. That was so pretty.
We have to go back.
Yep. Next up is the Ringling. And the Ringling is John and Mable Ringling of the circus fame. This is the area where they were from. And the grounds and the Museum of Art are open on Mondays at no charge. There is still charge on the other days, and there is a charge for the Circus Museum and to tour their mansion. But the gardens are amazing. This is Mable Ringling's Rose Garden. Bamboo. Everything is just meticulously cared for. And the squirrels look very well
There's
fed.
the groundkeeper.
Now there's some artwork out here on the lawn, and this is right in front of the Ringling Art Museum. Now the building itself is pretty amazing.
Yes, it is.
It's set up with an open courtyard. And this is what it looks like in the open courtyard in the middle. That's at the back, looking back up towards the front that we were just showing you. It's an amazing
That
building.
architecture. Oh,
And this is what you see inside. Most of the art collection goes from the 1600s to 1800s, as I remember. And I was just kind of awestruck at the size of the pieces. I mean, they're almost the entire height of the wall.
it's very peaceful and quiet in there too. People are so appreciating the art.
There was benches there to sit on to gaze at them. Now, in addition to just paintings, there's other types of artwork there, whether it be furniture or sterling tea sets there, a lot of different things from the period. Beautiful, beautiful artwork, and very nicely displayed. This was actually an 1876 Weber concert grand piano that was originally from New York City. And in addition to the classical art, there's one gallery that is all glass. And if you look up at the top at the balcony, that piece is all glass. And there's even glass work outside of the area. There's an area that's an all contemporary art gallery. This is an entire room, this piece. You can kind of see that with the size of the people. And there's also an area that's all devoted to Far Eastern art.
You can get lost in there.
Some of these pieces were back BC. They're very, very old pieces.
And by lost, I just meant lost in the art.
We did kind of get lost at one point too. Now on behind that, there's an area of banyan trees. And banyan trees actually grow roots from their branches that will end up and come down to reach the ground and become their root system. They are amazing and they're huge. But kind of the showpiece of the outside and the grounds, this is actually the mansion of John and Mable Ringling. This building was built in 1926 at a cost of $1.5 million back then. They only were able to enjoy it for 3 years until Mable passed. We ended the day at Whiskey Joe's. And Whiskey Joe's is one exit up from Bradenton in Ellenton, Florida, right along Interstate 75. You can eat inside, on their patio, on the beach, or at the Tiki bar, your choice.
You feel like you're in a tropical paradise.
It's really neat. Very nicely done. Great food, dinners as well as lighter fare. Cathy had a big salad. I had fish tacos. You could get 2 or 3, but 2 were plenty. And made a perfect way to end our evening.
Absolutely.
So Cathy, what did you think of the Sarasota Bradenton area?
I really love it. I've never been here before.
You know, over 20 years that we've been living in Florida before we went full time, and we never have been over here before. So it's been a great new experience for us, and one that we're looking forward to coming back and doing some more exploring. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do. We appreciate it. And if you give this a thumbs up if you liked our video, we really do appreciate that.
Thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
That's a keeper.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.